Hello everyone, my name is Syafiq Widan Hajianto, and this is the first project of Sociolinguistic. Today, for my presentation, I will present the topic of code switching and code mixing for the first part. So let's get into it. Introduction to the concepts. What is code? In linguistics, a code refers to any language, dialect, or style of speech that people use to communicate. The multilingual reality, people who speak more than one language rarely keep them completely separate. Instead, they naturally blend them together during everyday conversations. Two main particles practice this blending happens in two primary ways: code switching, shifting between sentences, and code mixing, blending words with a sentence. First, what is code switching? Definition of code switching is changing from one language to another between completely different sentences or major classes. The key feature of code switching is the speaker finishes a whole sentence or thought in the language A and then switch to language B for the next sentence. The grammar rule in here, each sentence fully follows the correct grammar rules of its own language. Example of code switching. The example here, we have to finish this group assignment tonight. Besok pagi sudah harus dikumpulkan ke dosen. So, what it was in here, the first sentence is entirely in English. The second sentence switches completely into Indonesian at the sentence boundary. Both sentences are grammatically correct, complete, and separate. Next, what is code mixing? Code mixing is inserting single words, short phrases, or prefixes or suffixes from one language into the middle of the sentence of another language. The key feature of code mixing is the shift happens inside a single sentence, blending the two languages together seamlessly. The grammar rule here, the borrowed foreign word is usually forced to follow the grammar rules of the main language being spoken. An example in here, I need to print this essay, but my laptop is suddenly hang. Explanation in here, the main structure of the sentence is English, but foreign and or adapted elements are mixed in. The word print is directly inserted. The tag term hang is combined with the Indonesian active prefix nge to create ngehang, blending both language rules into a single word. Why do people do it? Sometimes in motivation, there is no exact word. Sometimes a specific concept or feeling is easier to express in one language because the other language lacks of direct translation. Identity or connection, shifting language help speakers show solidarity, bond with specific peer group, or express cultural identity. In context and audience, speakers adapt their language choices based on who they are talking to and where they are. For example, in formal office versus relaxed coffee shop. So, conclusion, comparison for both code switching happens outside or between sentences, while code mixing happens inside a single sentence. In natural communication, code switching and code mixing are not errors. They are natural, highly sophisticated communication strategies used by multilingual speakers worldwide. A creative tool, instead of showing weakness in language, they show a creative strength, allowing speakers to navigate relationships, convey precise meaning, and express their identity more dynamically. And now let's get into part 2, case analysis and problem solving. First case is analysis of diglossia, explanation of the linguistic phenomenon. This case illustrates diglossia, a sociolinguistic situation where a single speech community uses two distinct varieties of the same language under strictly defined social conditions by Ferguson 1959. In this setting, formal Indonesian, Bahasa Indonesia Baku, serves as the high variety, which is highly standardized, grammatically complex, and learned through formal education from institutional tests. In contrast, informal Indonesian or Bahasa Indonesia Ragrang Satai serves as the low variety, which is naturally acquired at home and used by students for casual everyday interaction. Analysis of why the phenomenon occurs. This phenomenon occurs because the different social environments dictate that different institutional expectation and behavioral norms. The formal university seminar operates within an educational domain that structurally demands the high variety to maintain academic decorum, which is why the lecturer uses it consistently. However, when students shift to interacting directly with peers, the situational domain drops in formality, triggering a transition to the low variety. Because of the immediate social environment, prioritize peer comfort over institutional hierarchy. The meaning conveyed in the interaction. The strategic shifting between the language varieties alters the psychological distance and social meaning conveyed during the interaction. Besnet on 2003. Utilizing the high variety during the presentation signals professional distance, intellectual competence, and respect for the academic institution hierarchy. Conversely, when the students adopts the low variety during peer discussion, the meaning shift from academic evaluator to social equal, projecting a message of friendliness, accessibility, and mutual group membership. The sociolinguistic function role in this context. In this context, diglossia function as a vital tool for the domain compartmentalization in identity management by Ferguson 1959. It allows the classroom to remain structurally organized by cleanly separating formal academic dissemination from collaborative peer processing. Furthermore, it fulfills a dual social role. It allows the lecturer to preserve institutional authority through the high variety, while enabling the students successfully navigate peer acceptance and solidarity through the low variety without breaking academic decorum. The second, analysis of code alternation, style shifting, code mixing, and code switching. Explanation of the linguistic phenomenon. This case illustrates dynamic code alternation, an umbrella term that captures multiple ways bilingual speakers move between different language systems, by Poplack 1980. First, code mixing, intra-sentential. Occurs when the students insert English fragment directly into an Indonesian clause layout. Menurut saya, this concept is very important untuk kita pahami. Second, code switching intersentential is demonstrated by when the next peer responds entirely in full English sentences. Finally, style shifting occurs when the speaker subsequently switches back to Indonesian to talk privately to another peer. Analysis of why the phenomenon occurs. This complex alternation occurs because bilingual university students possess a highly integrated composite linguistic repertoire that allows them to draw from two languages simultaneously when dealing with complex abstract literature concepts that are globally published and studied in English. Students experience psycholinguistic priming, making English phrases more mentally accessible than their standard Indonesian counterparts. The sudden shift back to Indonesian occurs because the speakers alters their focus from the academic topic to specific peer, changing the linguistic requirements of the moment. The meaning conveyed in the interaction. The fluid blending of Indonesian and English conveys a specialized dual identity, signaling the speakers are culturally root to Indonesians who also being to globalized, highly educated intellectual class by Siregar 2021. Deploying English code fragment during the core debate signals a high academic competence, subject mastery, and modern prestige. Meanwhile, shifting back to local Indonesian priorities when addressing a classmate privately signals personal warmth and unpretentious social connection. The sociolinguistic function role in context. The multi-layered alternation functions as a practical tool for maximizing communicative efficiency and managing interpersonal relationship by Poplack 1980. It allows students to express dense academic ideas rapidly without pausing to translate technical jargon, ensuring the intellectual momentum of the discussion is not lost. Additionally, it fulfills an important role in audience adaptation, enabling the students to easily shift between professional collaboration with the entire group and personal solidarity with individual peers. Case number 3, analysis of style shifting. Explanation of the linguistic phenomenon. This interaction demonstrates style shifting, which refers to a single speaker's distinct linguistic variation with a single language system rather than alternating between two separate languages, by Bell 1984. In this case, the student alters their internal speech parameters, including vocabulary selection, grammatical strictness, vocal intonation, and sentence structure, based entirely on the immediate social situation. The students transition seamlessly from an elaborate, standardized academic register during a public presentation to a relaxed, casual vernacular when mingling with close friends after class. Analysis of why the phenomenon occurs. According to sociolinguistic theory, style shifting occurs because speakers consciously or subconsciously alter their language patterns based on self-monitoring and audience changes. During a graded classroom presentation, the students experience heightened self-consciousness, causing them to pay maximum attention to their speech mechanic to deliver formal standard language. Once the presentation concludes and the student is surrounded by intimate peers, their cognitive self-monitoring drops significantly, causing them to shift styles to match the low formality expectation of their social circle, by Bell 1984. The meaning conveyed in the interaction, the dramatic shift in style conveys to completely different social personas that help the student navigate university life, by Rickford and McNair-Knox in 1994. The highly formal presentation styles conveys professional competence through preparation, intellectual reliability, and institutional respect. On the other hand, the rapid post-class transition to informal speech conveys the personal authenticity, emotional warmth, sharp peer history, and an open invitation for relaxed social bonding. The sociolinguistic function in this context, style shifting functions as an essential tool for impression management and situational adaptation within a school setting. It acts like a social thermostat, adjusting the students' linguistic choices to match the shifting social demands of the day. This behavior protects the students' academic phase and satisfies evaluators during formal presentation, while safely protecting their social phase and maintaining peer inclusion when returning to their friend group. Case number 4, analysis of code mixing. Explanation of the linguistic phenomenon. The specific utterance represent interstitial code mixing, a linguistic practice where lexical units from an embedded language are inserted directly into the sentence structure of a dominant matrix language, by Musken in 2000. In a statement, aku lagi ngerjain assignment yang deadline-nya besok, jadi harus cepat selesai. The dominant framework is entirely Indonesian, providing the grammatical structure and functional words. However, the speaker blends English contents words like assignment and deadline directly inside the class boundaries, attaching Indonesian modifiers like the suffix nya. Analysis of why the phenomenon occurs. This code mixing occurs due to the high mental accessibility of specific academic terms within university subcultures and the mechanic of matrix language frame model, because modern higher education platforms, syllabi, and digital assignment trackers heavily reinforce English terms like assignment and deadline. These words becomes highly activated in the student's mind when under the time pressure. The brain automatically retrieves the highly accessible English terms rather than pausing to find their formal Indonesian equivalent, like tugas or tenggat waktu. The meaning conveyed in the interaction, the specific style of mixing conveys a modernized, tech-savvy student identity that is fully integrated into contemporary urban university life, by ANSA 2017. By inserting these specific words, the speakers communicates that they are actively navigating the high-pressure demands of higher education. The use of sharp English terminology also underscores a heightened sense of academic urgency and stress regarding their immediate workload, which is easily understood by fellow students sharing the same environment. The sociolinguistic function of code mixing here is as a tool for lexical economy in a group solidarity by Musken in 2000. Phrases like deadline-nya allow for faster communication and carry more immediate emotional weight among college peers than longer Indonesian phrasing. Furthermore, these linguistic blends serve as an exclusive cultural jargon that reinforces shared identity among university students, instantly marking them as members of a shared academic community. Case number 5, case of analysis code switching. This explanation of the language phenomenon, this case details intersentential code switching, a structural practice where a bilingual speaker shift their entire linguistic system completely across plain sentence or structural boundaries by Gampers in 1982. Unlike missing single words inside a clause, this student speaks initially in complete Indonesian sentence, transitions entirely into English sentences to explain an abstract academic concept, and then returns completely to Indonesian structures to deliver specific contextual examples. Analysis of why this phenomenon occurs is driven by changes in the conversational test and the student's academic background by Gampers in 1982. Because complex theoretical models and literature definition are primarily published and studied in English, the student possesses a highly specialized English vocabulary for conceptual explanation. When the classroom transition from abstract theory to practical illustration, the speaker naturally switches back to Indonesian because real-world examples are best articulated and understood through the shared native language of the local classroom community. The meaning conveyed in the interaction, the distinct boundaries between the two languages convey shifting levels of authority and accessibility during discussion by Sturt in 2005. Switching completely to English during the conceptual explanation signals academic expertise, serious research, and precise command of international academic standards. Conversely, returning to Indonesian for practical example signals a conscious effort of relatable, clear, and inclusive, ensuring that the entire audience can easily comprehend the practical application of the theory. The sociolinguistic function in context, intersentential code switching function as a powerful tool for structural marking and pedagogical clarification within the presentation by Gampers 1982. It acts as a clear vocabulary boundary that signals the audience exactly when the presentation is shifting from abstract theory to everyday practice. By using English to outline the conceptual framework and Indonesian to ground the examples, the speakers balances academic prestige with communicative clarity, ensuring the presentation is both professional and easy to follow. And now the last case, case number 6, is analysis of dialect variation. Explanation of the linguistic phenomenon. This case illustrates dialect variation within a multicultural university space, showing how different regional varieties of language interact with a single setting by Gilles et al. 1991. While some students utilize standard, non-regional Indonesians, others may naturally incorporate unique regional dialect features such as a distinctive Javanese, Batak, or Sundanese pronunciation accents, local vocabulary modifications, and unique regional sentence intonation directly into their classroom interaction. Analysis of why the phenomenon occurs: because the students migrating from diverse geographic areas carry their deeply ingrained regional speech patterns into a centralized university system by Pojo Sudarmo in 2006. According to communication accommodation theory, this variation persists because speakers use language to manage social distance. Students who adopt standard Indonesian are practicing linguistic convergence to blend into the university environment, while those who maintain regional features are practicing divergence, preserving their distinct cultural roots within a large, unfamiliar institution. The meaning conveyed in the interaction, the use of distinct dialects conveys complex messages about personal heritage and cultural alignment with the classroom by Gilles et al. In 1991. Incorporating regional dialects features conveys cultural pride, authenticity, and a refusal to erase one's geographic background for institutional uniformity. In contrast, adhering strictly to standard neutral Indonesian conveys a desire to professional neutrality and academic compliance, choosing to leave regional identities outside the immediate educational task. The socio-linguistic function or role in this context is as an audio map of cultural diversity and a tool for forming micro-communities within the university environment by Pujo Sudarmo 2006. It breaks the rigid uniformity of the formal classroom by reflecting the real-world multicultural fabric of the country. Socially, it serves a vital role by allowing students from the same geographic background to quickly identify and bond with one another, creating smaller communities of comfort and emotional support within the larger university landscape. And thank you. This is all of the presentation, and here are some of the references. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention, and see you in